if you've seen an ad, tell us in the comments what ad you saw. And are you going to buy that product? Because
we need to know.
Yeah, I've never once wanted to buy a product that I was advertised on YouTube.
Me either.
In fact, every product that I've been advertised to me on YouTube, I've written down, and I don't even write things down, but I wrote it down in a little journal.
Not buy.
And I'm never going to buy those. Soap Man, you suck. I don't want to see you ever again, Soap Man. Go away. You fucking suck.
I'm not familiar with Soap Man.
That's the other thing is, every time I bring up Soap Man, fucking hipster Soap Man, everyone's like, I don't get that one. Which means that YouTube thinks I'm stinky. And I think that's fucked up. Fuck you, YouTube. I ain't stinky. I take a shower every day. Because I sweat like a fat man, even though I'm built like a small child. Welcome to Basement Communion. I'm Reverend and this is
GrindhouseCellar.
Tonight we wanted to take a minute to talk about Full Moon, the legendary.
And we're not pressing ham.
Oh yeah, what?
we're not pressing ham.
Oh, gotcha, Full Moon. Tonight we want to talk about Full Moon and
Full Moon.
And the legendary Full Moon or infamous Full Moon, depending on who you are.
If you're Charles Band, you're infamous.
Yeah, it was once beloved, but lately, if you go by the internet, it gets a little slack. So, so gonna set the stage here. Recently, Full Moon has been releasing European titles. I think most of them, if I'm not mistaken, were Eurocine titles. I think
they've been doing a lot of Eurocine,
yeah,
and some others, I believe.
But they, and I think they already had distribution rights on most of these. But they're releasing them kind of in line with the boutique labels, our Severance and our Kino, and kind of,
which is a little bit of, in a way, it seems almost a Asylum move, as they've been doing some Black Emmanuel, and we know that Severin's going to be putting out a Black Emmanuel set.
Well, and that's why I think it's, a lot of these are deals that they made a long time ago, and so they're going to undercut where they can, of course. And it also is normal for Full Moon. Full Moon is pretty much will throw anything at the wall and see what sticks, as far as like trying to jump into something. Like I can think of some really offensive dolls that they make that somehow were satirical, but just never, and they still have them like kicking around in a warehouse because they were just like, nobody liked that shit. It didn't make any sense. It was offensive, but not, it wasn't like satirically offensive. It just was stupid.
Yeah, but if it's doll related, Charles Band's gonna jump on it.
Well, that's true. Charles Band do be loving his dolls, and if not dolls, something small. Something small. No horror movie is complete without including something small. So
small things can be creepy, like so creepy. You get the extra big things and the extra small things. They're both creepy.
No, I agree. I also love like 90% of all the Full Moon. Well, let's say
their output. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. And, I mean, like their little monster output. But back to the European ones. It's a normal. It seems like a normal thing. They're pretty much like the niche Asylum, like you said. But they're not like Asylum in that they've been around forever and they have relationships with people, and so there is a big difference there.
They've got the real deal connections.
On the complete other side, I picked Naked Girl Murdered in a Park Up, the movie by Alfonso. I'm gonna fuck this name up. Bracera.
I don't know how to pronounce that, but I do want to pick that one up. That's one I'm kind of waiting on.
And I had it in another version, but this would look cool. But when it came, it had, and I didn't find this out myself because I hadn't watched that version yet. But it had some dubbing issues, and so a replacement was set up by Full Moon pretty quickly. They didn't make you sign up for anything. They just straight up sent out an email that said, we will be shipping you out a replacement with like the original, like it just real quick, didn't make you do anything. It was
right, and that's the way to do it, because I mean, other websites out there that have had printing issues, make you sign up with your next door neighbor's mother's maiden name and
big example.
This, 6 proofs of purchase.
Big example is Friday the 13th box set, which I loved, and I wasn't making big complaints. I hadn't even made it to Jason Goes to Hell yet. But
no, I hadn't either.
But
I had the same one.
They made us go to a third-party website that looked like I was about to put my fucking information in and just, like, get all my shit scammed. Like, and it was this huge process.
A few people. Sorry.
Yeah, it was this huge process. And everybody complained about it, and it was terrible. But Full Moon didn't make us do that, and this was for some garbage fucking $20 disc compared to... What the fuck did I pay for Friday the 13th? Like $150 or something?
It was quite a bit. And get this, so I also had to do the sign up for the extra discs, but one of the discs arrived in shrink wrap with the case absolutely crushed. And I'm like, someone shrunk wrapped this broken piece of crap and said, yeah, they won't mind.
Yeah, just everything about that was garbage, to be honest.
I just received a Fun City Edition replacement disc, not even knowing that there was an issue when I watched the movie. I mean, that's how well other people are handling this kind of stuff. And Full Moon is also on that. I just want to give credit where credit's due there. Like,
I had no complaints about the Friday the 13th disc being messed up because I knew they would replace them. I have complaints about the Friday the 13th situation where Shout Factory makes me go to a third party and fucking give blood to get my fucking disc that I paid for.
Yeah. A double unit of platelets for that.
Yeah. But when I saw this online and Full Moon announced it, they announced it quick and they copped to that. Every single comment was like, just get out of the boutique game. Like, just fucking pack your shit up. Full Moon hasn't done anything good in like 20 fucking years. Like, just quit fucking shit up and give everyone your license away to the better brands.
I can't agree with that.
It was intense. Like, they were going hard on Full Moon. And so,
man,
so the question is, how did Full Moon go in from, Full Moon, let's skip over Empire and not talk about like things like Reanimator, because Reanimator is one of the greatest movies of all time. But let's jump right to Full Moon.
Yeah.
We have the Puppet Master series. Puppet Master 3 is amazing. That's a Full Moon movie. I do love me some Evil Bong, but I won't argue with anyone about that one. Jesus. Don't think of anything. What's the vampire movie? The vampire series on Full Moon. God,
I am drawing a blank.
God damn it. Dude, it's big. It's Subspecies. Fuck me, man. All right.
Subspecies. Okay, I didn't know
Subspecies.
you were going that
I fucking love Subspecies. Like, Full Moon's got some great shit. Trancers, Doll Man, fucking most of the demonic toys, except for that one scene where the baby was like sexually harassing that lady but it was like a giant baby suit instead of like the little doll, and it looked nothing. That's the only part of...
We don't go with giant babies.
No, get the giant baby suit out of here. Like, I don't ever want to see a sex scene with a giant baby suit unless I was promised that on the fucking cover. Like... But yeah, so what happened? What happened to Full Moon? How did they go from being, like Grandpa fucking... Or not Grandpa Charles Band, that would probably be like his dad, but like Uncle Charles Band there, Daddy Puppet Master. How did he go from that to being like, fuck you, Charles Band, get the fuck out of here? How did that happen?
His new tactics. There's always something a little bit sly going on, which is kind of endearing, but at the same time, it's like, well, come on, where are your fans? Stop trying to fuck us over.
And there's definitely something to that. It seems like he's like a parody of like Hollywood sleazebags, but he's not like invited to any of that, even though he's got like a pedigree.
Oh no!
But he's still got that vibe.
He has that pedigree going on.
because it is rich kid kind of thing. So
yeah, and his new one is he keeps. I'm seeing it advertised everywhere. Is they released another Eurocine title, Angel of Death, recently, and all over it they have like Jess Franco this and Jess Franco that, and you and I are Jess Franco fans, and we know that he has very little to do with that movie.
Yeah,
there's one scene in the final cut that I think he might have shot, and it's just because the skill with the mirror shot. Otherwise, the rest, it's got some Franco regulars in it, but it's not his movie at all.
It is kind of a weird situation on this one, and again, he's appealing to a certain thing, and there's a dishonesty there that almost on this one, it's like, well, shit, man, I can't even add that to my collection because it's fucking stupid. Like, it'll look out of place wherever I put it because it says Jesse Franco's Angel of Death. It can't go on my Jesse Franco shelf. It could go on my Jesse Franco shelf if it didn't say that, because then I would know the connection.
It's adjacent.
Yeah, it would go there. But now that it says Jesse Franco's, like, it's not.
It's not.
No, and I think, we saw some prominent, our fellow Jesse Franco fans, and even, like, scholastic Jesse Franco fans were kind of like...
Oh, they were speaking up against it. Yeah, they're like, hey, wait a minute here.
It rubbed them the wrong way, for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure, because...
Understandably.
It's unfortunately one of his tactics lately, and it's just smearing bullshit on it that people know is wrong.
Like, no one... And it's weird to do that with, like, Euro sleaze and horror and cult films, because, like, the only reason they exist... I mean, not exist, but the only reason they stick around is because somebody, like... we have the elders, they were like fucking archaeologists, man. Like, and so the history of these things is a big part. So, like, I don't know how you even thought you were going to get over on that one. But that's a good segue into, like, why don't you give us some background on the whole, I found a bunch of VHS covers in a storage somewhere from the original, like, Wizard releases.
Oh, the Wizard big boxes. And I love Wizard big boxes. I've got a stack of them, probably 3 feet tall, on end. They're really cool releases. They were a mess when they came out, but that's another story. So recently they were going through the warehouse and they discovered a catch of new old stock big boxes that had never been used. They were sealed away, and they decided to take these boxes and cut new VHS tapes, put them in, and sell them. And he even did some limited releases where he hand signed them himself. Charles Band, get your copy of Zombie with my signature on it.
He'll sign anything on that website and add $10 to it, though.
New old stock VHS big box. And seal it in cellophane and sell it to the world, or shrink wrap. But it turns out it was all bullshit. The biggest indicator is they found only their best of the best horror titles from the Wizard line. So you're finding some really cool titles, but none of the duds. I mean, there's no, like, Last Battle of the Panzers in there, war dramas.
Yeah.
It's just your horror movies like Zombie, Virgin Among the Living Dead, just the really solid kicker art, best of the best titles. And he released them piecemeal. And people started looking at them and they're like, wait a minute, I've got that. There's something a little off here.
And they started comparing their copies.
And someone really got into it, and they nitpicked all of them, and compared. This one actually was released with the flap on the top was a full flap, or this flap had a cutout with an insert. There was other ones where they were like, I don't know. This one doesn't say released by Lightning at the bottom, or the co-branding. But the other thing was, the Wizard logo on every single box was the same. But if you have the vintage titles, the Wizard logo changes. I mean, sometimes the Wizard is white, sometimes he's red. Big differences. There's probably like 5 different iterations over the course of 100 boxes. And he will never admit to it, but he says, no, these are real. And the collectors just look at their own and they're like, I've got that title. That doesn't look right. And someone really looked into it, and there's, digital artifacts where you could see they took away a horror sticker off a used one. They scanned in for the artwork and kind of digitally manipulated the colors.
Yeah.
Just sketchy going on.
So one of the best resources on it that I've seen is on VHSCollector.com. And it looks like it was updated again on 2019. But it kind of goes through all the evidence.
This is probably what I looked at years ago.
Yeah. It was like 2013 that it was up originally. And this is, you tipped me off to this because I was like, why does everyone hate Charles Band? I think it was like 6 years ago I asked you like why everyone hated Charles Band.
Yeah, and it was this because
and you told me this story. Yeah. So, and again, this is VHSCollector.com, which is where I found this, and there's some other great stuff on there too. And that, so my biggest, why this goes from, the European sleaze to this is, that's a group of people that were for sure gonna have another copy or like gonna study it, or it's just a group of people that I probably wouldn't try to get that exact thing over on.
Yeah, like, I want another mint copy next to my beat up, it's been rented 1,000 times copy. Wait a minute, side by side, these aren't the same fucking thing.
Yeah. Like, it just seems like a messed up thing to do. Because, like, for yourself. Because, like, out of all the people to scam, it's like trying to go scam a jeweler with, like, a cubic zirconium. Like, it just doesn't make any fucking sense.
Because first thing he's going to do is pull out a loop and maybe check the refractive index and be like, what is this?
Like, yeah, it makes no sense. So, one of them is, there's a lot of inaccuracies in everything they said. We won't go through all of them because it's a bunch. That could be really ruled away with that Charles Band seems to not even remember the canon for the films he's made in any way, shape, or form. So I don't know if I'm that worried about that. A lot of it is discrepancies there. But yeah, like one is that you said there wasn't big boxes for everything, but he only found the things that like would
He only
sell.
found the really cool horror movies. I mean, there's a lot of other titles kind of in the action section or whatnot, or Western, and they're not to be found. It's just the big name horror, which was hot and still is.
Yeah.
And there you've got the lightning, because sometimes the lightning was like a sticker, or sometimes it was printed. And there's the flap if you go back.
Yeah, so the one is the printed looks different. It also very easily looks like we have somebody just turned the contrast up so that it would hide artifacts. But yeah, we have.
And then here are the box flaps. So some have this little tab that you insert. And the other thing is the paper. I mean, new old stock paper is going to be in better shape, but you're still going to age. I mean, this paper looks crispy white.
Completely different manufacturing plant that put that together.
Yeah, the die that's cutting out this card stock, it's not the same shape. They didn't tool it the same.
And again, it looks like here somebody was accounting for digital artifacts and blurriness by turning up the contrast. And then again, what you were saying with the exact same wizard logo, which is all of these had different colored wizard logos.
Yeah, some had that white circle. Yeah, there's 4 different iterations right there, and bam, all the same. Got some great Jess Franco titles.
Yeah. And here's the possible sticker. Again, that just kind of points to they got the best one they could and then tried to fix it with just some Photoshop.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some great evidence on VHS Collector for that and a few other websites. I remember there being some other points. But yeah, it rubbed people the wrong way. I feel like that was a turning point for that. And even I think it was during like the high of like getting real where they realized that stoner movies for some reason where they're like was going to be the future of Full Moon was going to be just stoner movies.
Yeah, with Evil Bong and Ginger Dead Man.
I'm not super pissed about those. Like I actually enjoy most of those.
I like the action figure they did for Tourist Trap. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I have all those so far. I am a huge. I give these guys a lot of money. Not to like it. No matter how much shit we just talked, I have every full moon title, except for some weird, like.
But that's our point here. We're the fan base, and they keep doing us wrong, though.
Yeah. Well, and that's some of it, like you said at the very beginning. Almost everything comes with like almost like questioning your intelligence. Everything they release questions your intelligence. Sometimes it's like Charles Band, you son of a bitch. Like sometimes it's like funny like that, but sometimes it's like, why the fuck would you even try to get over with fake VHS boxes, or try to get over on Jesse Franco fans? You think there's casual Jesse Franco fans?
There aren't. There's haters and people that are lovers.
Like somebody's just gonna be walking down the Walmart and be like, "Oh shit, Jesse Franco film! I've never seen this Jesse Franco film before. Like I should pick this up." Oh, and then get it home like in like an asylum like way. Like it's.
No. Like us, they've seen an Angel of Death bootleg that's in a foreign language, and they're happy to see a Blu-ray. But the fact that you slap his name on it, we already know that he didn't do it. The funny thing is, I don't even order directly from them anymore. I make sure to always use a third party, because they pulled a Scholastic Book Fair substitution. When you buy a book off Scholastic and they didn't have it, and they send you some bookmarks and hope it was okay.
Yeah.
They did one of those to me. They had a sale, and I bought a few things, and they're like, if you buy X amount, you'll get a free poster. Well, not only did I not get the free poster I selected, they substituted one of my movies straight out with something else.
Okay, so I've had that happen a few times. Also,
it should not happen.
Dude, I buy from them a lot. Like, I literally own all... Literally. I need to stop saying literally on this show. But I do...
it's not figuratively.
I do own a lot of their releases, like almost all of them. Like, I have some choice numbers that I'm missing. And it's cool that they... I don't want to get off track, but it's cool that they put the numbers really big. Like, I really love that. It's like a comic book. But, like, that's happened to me. That exact same thing has happened to me. I've also... 2 times I made the mistake of buying one of their mystery boxes, and I now know that mystery box means the shit that they were gonna throw away and not be able to make money off of, like a bobblehead that the head keeps coming off and it's out of its box, and like shit like that, and like movies that you either already have, because everyone has those. That's why no one bought the shitty DVD version. Oh.
It's like the seconds and the old DVD version of upgraded copies.
Yeah. Or it's getting a copy of... What's the name of the one they have that they released during Scream times? That has Debbie Rochon. Stab.
One of our favorites.
It's Stab.
Stab with Debbie Rochon.
Or is it Stab? I don't know. It's it's Bleed? I don't know. Let me... I'll just put the name up on the screen. Because I don't remember what it is. But I've gotten that like 7 times as the free... They always offer a free movie in the box. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Like if you buy too much shit, they're like, oh, you don't need this free movie, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Because like I bought more shit. Like I sprung this time for the goddamn head of the family statue thing. Why did I even buy this? It looks like shit, and you stole my movie. Like it's But a lot of times I've gotten that fucking Stab movie or Bleed or whatever it's called. I've gotten like 6 of them. I've given them away to people. They have no idea what they're about to get into. I actually like that movie. I did.
It's good.
I did like that movie.
You need that are the same.
Yeah, I did like that movie until Charles Band pelted me in the head with it 6 times. But that's if I get a fucking movie, because they take them from me all the time because I spend too much money, and they're like, "Fuck this dude, he doesn't get a free movie." I never get that
where you spend more and they give you less, and it's like, no, I'm a returning customer. I'm buying the extra bit.
Yeah,
give me that love. Give me that love.
Yeah, dude. It's really a pretty funny company.
That's our love-hate with Full Moon.
I just love Full Moon. You guys are like my comfort shit. Like I can put on Full Moon. And it's like somewhere in between, like, Trauma and Asylum. Like, it holds a special place in my heart. Even when they make bad movies, or they only make bad movies. But, like, Even when they make like new movies that are obviously trying to play off of the old stuff and it just fails and falls on its face. It's so cute how it falls on its face. Like, it's adorable. It's adorable. I love it. Like, okay, speaking of which, look at the fucking Resonator.
Yeah.
Like, the Resonator was so dumb, but I fucking loved it. Like, and it should piss me off in every way. Because you know what it is? It's a remake of From Beyond. Why the fuck would you remake From Beyond?
Like From Beyond so much. I mean, Stuart Gordon's pissed.
Oh, dude, it's dedicated to Stuart Gordon, which is hilarious.
Yeah, rip him off.
It's hilarious. But, okay, what kind of madman... Okay.
Look at that cover.
What kind of madman was trying to make remake From Beyond? If this was a major motion company, if this was a fucking movie with one of the... That fucking... What's the guy in fucking... Who's Star-Lord? That weird, like, guy that goes, like, big at church. That used to be funny on... Parks and Rec, but now just seeing his stupid face ruins Parks and Rec for me.
Yeah, the guy that played
Pratt.
Andy on that show.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt. Yeah.
If this was made with Chris Pratt and went to theaters, I would damn near be protesting outside. Like,
you should be.
But the fact that Full Moon made it and it's so silly, but at the same time really fun and just doesn't make any sense. Like, what is it going for? Who knows? Like, fuck it. Here's a tit. Here's some purple magic shit. Like, it's fun as shit.
I don't know.
It's fun as shit. It's dumb, but it's fun. Like, that's my review of Resonator. Purple shit. It's dumb. It's fun. That's my exact review of that. But I think it's a great movie as far as, you know, what you're getting into. You know, it's just... Yeah, like you said, there's no reward for being a Full Moon fan.
None whatsoever.
Sometimes that's funny, like the Resonator, where we get something good. But sometimes it just is a bunch of pissed off VHS fans.
Oh, yeah. And I get that. And the funny thing is VHS fans go nuts. I mean, think about early, pre-Full Moon Charles Band. You've got Media Home Entertainment.
Yeah.
Those boxes always go for a lot, but then you get into those really early ones where it's blue with the orange stripe and it says media on it. People are paying, like, you know, you could buy 2 or 3, 4 of my first car with that kind of money.
Yeah. No, the media ones are huge.
You know those earlier ones, they say meta on them?
Oh, yeah. Before it got changed to media?
Yeah, I wonder the story behind that because... it turns out his wife's name was Meta, and they split. And I wonder if that's the driving force behind changing the name from Meta to Media.
Maybe he didn't know that, like, Meta meant, like, from the inside. And people were, like, saying weird stuff to him. Like, hey, why'd you name it Meta? Like, that's kind of weird since you got here from nepotism. And he was like, what? And then, like, figured that shit out, and he changed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, great. And you brought up media, and there's Media, Wizard, Empire, like all these things, you know, Reanimator, From Beyond, Robo-Jocks, fucking
great movies.
Puppet Master, we already named, you know, the big ones, Tourist Trap, all this shit, like, that secures Charles Band's legacy for B movies. Like, if you eliminated Charles Band, we'd be fucked. But, you know, without being a guy who got himself canceled by touching someone, he is a pretty slimy dude. Not that slimy. I mean, I know you've been a creep your whole life, but I'm just not that kind of creep. There's only one kind of creep that's unforgivable. Keep your hands to yourself, you fucking weirdos.
Damn it.
But
did you know Charles Band's kid was in a band? There was a time on the radio when they just wore the shit out of his song.
What is that name of their band?
The Calling.
Oh yeah, it's a one-hit wonder. What is the name of that song?
Good question.
As soon as you hear it, you'll remember.
Yeah.
With a capital
It's
One adventure
the
club,
wherever you
unlimited
go,
double miles everywhere.
I'll follow you down.
Use them on any
Follow you down, but not that far. Dude, this looks like somebody beat up Aaron Carter.
He's got some character now.
Straight up, it looks like someone scarred Aaron Carter's face. Like, this is terrible. This is terrible music. And also, their fashion is giving me some kind of weird... I don't know.
Don't say anything about their fashion, man. This is the 90s.
I know, I was there. I feel like it went inside my soul and found, like, a bad childhood memory. Like maybe...
He's got a hell of a big voice for a young kid.
No, that was me when I was a young kid. I just came out and I was like, "Hey, baby, like, you got any candy bars?
You got any candy bars?
If I could, then I would go wherever you may go. Way down low." Oh shit, that looks hella fun. Like, I want to do that. Ever you may go. Man, those tattoos have been shitty. Fire your tattoo artist.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, tattoos now are amazing. Back in the day, there was much to be desired.
No, not like that. It didn't look like somebody just like drew on your arm with a gel pen. Boom! 90s, son! Gel pens!
Gel pen. I don't know. In the 90s, one of my buddies got this tattoo when we were on spring break. And I was like, did they just like fall asleep at the end? Because there's just like a trail of dots.
Oh, man. I'd just like to, again, not try anyone. I've said this. I said this on the last episode. But, like, not try anything for what they haven't done. Like, he's shifty as fuck. But just like having a shifty-ass friend or family member, as long as you know they're shifty, like, you know their level of shiftiness, and it's consistent.
It's one of those things, you always catch them. And when you catch them, you just look at them, you smile, and you say, "You son of a bitch."
Exactly. Like, if you have a shitty family member who's always screwing you, that means you don't give them $20 every time they ask for, or maybe you do, but you know that you're not getting that $20 back.
No, it's gone, and they're up to no good.
And that's full moon. But we love full moon.
We do.
But yeah.
Thank you, Charles Band.
Thank you, Charles Band, for everything you've done or put your name on.
Coming next week, Charles Band-Aids.
Mm-hmm.